Today I review the Warrior Revo 3X. The first thing to notice about this new head is it's extremely wide. It is a defensive minded head, so it's really going to help you catch the ball, retain the ball, and also pick up the ball from a ground ball when it's on a long pull. So that's why it is really wide. It's also an X spec, so it's universal for everything. I generally kind of push defensive people into using a wider head. It's only going to help your, picking off passes and whatnot, make you a better player, get your stick up in the lane. Easier to pick off passes, easier ground balls. I like the wider head. Now getting into some new kind of specs of the head, I really love how they did the sidewall. So they kind of just took it right from the Clutch or the Evo 4, just a bunch of them, really good layout, and that's going to help you really form a nice pocket in such a wide head, give you that nice channel, giving you all those stringing options. They also did the 2 screw holes in the back. A lot of companies have been going to that in the recent updates, which I like as well. Up front, nice stiff throw to it. I really like that on defensive heads. It's going to be nice and stiff on ground balls. And probably my favorite update is the sidewall pattern. They kind of kept the same profile with that kind of nice sloping offset, and then it's flat for a very long time, then it quickly returns, that the Revo has always been. And this kind of same sidewall patterning, but it has kind of a nice, I don't know, it looks like kind of like blades. It's more dimensional than their normal ones, so it gives it a nice update to the head. Looks really classy, and they have some texturing things like in here, which I don't really like. It kind of looks like the mold screw up because it's so like smooth and like very linear, and then they have random texturing spots, and then they have scalloping on here like they do on the Clutch Elite, which I also don't really like because you can't really dye there, or you can, it just makes it difficult with some texturing. I don't really understand why they have that. Besides that, it's a pretty sharp looking head. So probably one of the most important aspects of a defensive head is stiffness versus weight, and that's what they're really kind of toying about this one, and I think they did an amazing job. This head is stiff. I'm really going at it. It's got some flex to it, but not as much as other ones in the same market. They really bring that sidewall all the way up, so at the scoop, when you're going for that ground ball, it's going to stay nice and flat across the top, allowing easy pickup. And then down the bottom here, it's rigid. It's very, very rugged. So when you're going to be slashing someone, if you get them down here at the side, this isn't going to be flexing at all, and you're going to be, helicoptering a lot of people with that nice feature to it. The new Revo is most in common with the STX hammer. I'm going to walk you through the pros and cons of both. In terms of face shape, the Revo is a little bit more channeled. It's got a higher flare to it than the hammer, but the hammer is actually a flared head. So when it comes down to it, the hammer, they'll be about the same, but the hammer is going to be easier to catch with because it has a little bit bigger face shape. But when you're going to this big of a head, there's really not that big of a difference. In terms of stringing, I've definitely picked the Revo because of that face shape, and also it's got a lot more sidewall holes. I haven't ran into too many problems stringing a hammer, but having more options is never a bad thing. Next up is the throat. Both have pretty beefy throats. Both have cool designs in them. The back both have the double screw holes, so very similar when it comes to the throat. As for the scoop, this one has 4, this one has 6. Not the big of a difference. I like the STX one just because it's got a little bit of texturing in it, the logo. It's just all around kind of a fancier head. The biggest and probably most important difference between these two is stiffness to lightness. When you're a defenseman, you want a nice stiff head, but you don't want to be carrying around a bunch of weight, especially when you have a long pull. And that's really where the biggest difference comes in between these two heads. The hammer, as you can see, has a lot of reinforcement towards the top, and the Revo just has reinforcement everywhere that's finned. It has just so much support going on it, and that's where it really shines out. In terms of the stiffness, they're both extremely stiff heads, but the Revo is definitely stiffer than the hammer. Which I didn't think it would be until I really saw it in person, and it's a really well-designed head for the sidewall holes for a defensive head. And the craziest thing about it is it's 2 ounces lighter, which is just insane. So it's a stiffer head that is lighter. It definitely beats out the STX hammer in that factor. So would I go with the Revo or would I go with the STX hammer? I would love to say the Revo. I like that it's lighter, stiffer, and a better price, but I just love the looks of the STX hammer and the feel of it. I feel like it's a lot more elegant head with the matte plastic and just the overall look of it. And I like that it has the flare to it as well. But don't want to take anything from the Revo. It's a great new offering. If I was going to recommend to you guys, if price is a big option, go with the Revo. If it isn't, go with the STX hammer. Also, if you're kind of an STX guy, definitely go with the hammer. If you're a Warrior guy, go with the new Revo. You're gonna, either way, they're a great head for defense, and I think you guys are gonna love them either way because they're so similar. Let me know what you guys think of the new Revo 3X in the comments below. If you guys like reviews like this, please throw the video a like. That's everything. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll talk to you guys soon. And the front, we just wanted to do it really clean and simple, so we did the Throne logo, the crest, really big, nice and minimal. It's got the athletic gold with the black